Our third speaker is a long time now member, but he was away for 6 months, which he spent in Norway, right? No, sorry, Finland. It's all over there. So he had a great time there. I saw the pictures, and now he's back permanently. And he decided. And he has decided to tell us about the communication and how it goes with Finnish people, because there is a lot of gossip and a lot of cliches and a lot of stereotypes, and he's going to either confirm or challenge them in his speech. And in his view, silence is also a means of communication. So let me welcome Tomáš Gari.
Silence is gold. This is the most common rule of thumb how to behave in Finland, or what all the Finns will tell you. You can find a lot of information about it even in travel guides about Finland. But before I will go deeper and try to explain this statement, let's talk about some well-known stereotypes about Finnish people. Or what did I expect before I traveled to Finland for my Erasmus exchange? So there are 3 things in my mind. I was thinking that Finnish people are quiet and not so talkative, that they are cold and they spend lots of the time in the hot sauna, or that they are kind of shy and reserved. And I was lucky to be there half a year, so I could observe these people and be with them in everyday life and interact with them in classes. And as you know, stereotypes, on one hand, are the best way how to make jokes about each nation, on the other hand, there is some truth. But the reality is somewhere in the middle, and I would like to explain more about it. And in Finland, I found out that these stereotypes are kind of true. When I was sitting with Finnish students at lunch, the discussions were not so common. Or when we had some conversation, we finished the conversation and then there was silence. And nobody was willing to start to talk about something new. And I felt uncomfortable. And I always was thinking, okay, so what we will talk about now? And the first part of my Erasmus, I was very confused and felt weird. So I want to understand them, and the way how to understand them was through their core personality or how they behave. And I found out that they are very practical, logical, and that they like their personal space, their free time. And yes, I could say that they speak less, and I realized that they show the interest in the conversations by listening. It is kind of opposite what we do in Western Europe or even in BRNO here or in the US. People show their interest in conversation by interruptions or giving the questions. So after some time, I just got used to it, and I even found it convenient. Because by listening more, you can learn more. And really, people speak sometimes too much, and it's better to shut up. And I learned some lesson. Maybe you was there too. You are sitting on the date. Maybe it's first date, you are on the cafe, and there is this moment of silence. And in the past, I would be always trying to come up with some question, which would be kind of off topic or out of context, like, what's your favorite color? Or what music do you like? And this is even more weird. So after my time in Finland, I just got used to the silence, and I found it okay not to break the silence or try to fill the gaps in the conversations. So, but I don't want to give you impression that Finnish people don't speak. They do. And they even speak very good English. Young to elderly people, they speak fluently English. So this was the language which I used mostly, even to communicate with Finnish people. But don't worry. I had some course of basics of Finnish language, but I have to tell you something. It's the most complicated language ever. More complicated than Czech. And for example, do you know how to say please in the Finnish language? No, me neither. Because there is no word please in their language, really. You could perceive them like they are maybe rude or unpolite, but actually the opposite is true. They are very genuine, honest, And I could say that we are very nice and kind people. And I have some proof about it. For example, I was looking for one student restaurant in big, huge sports center, and I didn't know where to go. So I came to reception, asked the lady for directions, and she didn't tell me, please go straight, then to the right, to the left, and go to the 3rd floor by the elevator. But she stand from her chair and walked with me and showed me the restaurant together. And this happens to my classmates from other countries as well. Or I was in Tampere, the city close to Helsinki, looking for one pub with my friend. We were holding the map in the middle of square and like turning around where to go. And then we were surprised, some lady approached us and she asked if we need some help because we look like we are lost. And she helped us find the pub. Or I could tell you that I was in Rovaniemi, which is capital of Lapland, or let's say where the Santa Claus lives. So it's kind of small city, or let's say town. And me, like exchange student, I'm on this small airport and I need to go to center to visit my friends to the dorms. So no buses, no public transport, only taxi. But come on, taxi, expensive taxi, no way. So I was standing there with my luggage, so I asked some couple with car if they could kick me to the center and, or maybe close to center so I could walk. And they did. But what I did, they drive me exactly to the dorms for free. So now maybe you understand that silence is not so bad and that Finnish people are actually quite nice. And there are these words which describe them like shy, quiet. And in our language, these words have kind of negative meaning. You can imagine a person who is shy and quiet, like less sociable, or maybe a person with lower self-esteem. But now you know that it's not like that, but it's different way of communication. So please keep it in mind, and when you will talk to some Finnish people, or let's say to people from Nordic countries, remember and always think that there are these differences between cultures and never judge it, what is right or what is wrong, because it's just different.
Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. So please provide Thomas with your valuable feedback